Well, we got a lot to talk about, I guess. It's been a minute since I've actually done a video, and I wasn't planning on doing one. But the NASCAR race at Richmond just happened. And I'm recording this. This is probably 15 minutes after the race ended. And as a racing fan, and I've been a racing fan for near 20 years, I've never, actually over 20 years, first bit of it, I was young in my childhood. It was before I was even one. I have never, in all my years, seen someone do with as little care possible as Austin Dillion just did that last lap. You gotta talk about how he got there. So somehow Austin Dillion, who is one of, if not the worst driver in NASCAR this year, in fact up there, he came into this race 32nd in points. Somehow, he's leading the race with 10 to go. He has not cracked the top 5 in the last 50 races, and he has not won in 68 races before this. Then, with 2 to go, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. gets into Ryan Preece. Caution comes out, overtime. Okay. That part there, I'm not mad with. But then, what happens next? Pit happens. Austin Dillon wins off pit road. He chooses the outside after he chooses the inside on the restart. Then he doesn't get the best restart. Joey Logano gets a good restart on the outside lane. He takes the lead on the backstretch coming to the white flag. Okay. And then by the time they get back to the backstretch on the last lap, it's near single file. It's looking like, okay, Logano's probably going to win. But then, Austin Dillon, being near half a second back, doesn't even attempt to make the second to last corner, wrecks Joey Logano. No, that sends both cars up high. So, Dillon's going from the low side to all the way up near the wall. Denny Hamlin slowly goes by. Austin Dillon cranks his wheel to the left and wrecks Denny Hamlin and gets the win. Not only does Austin Dillon have everything with being the grandson of Richard Childress, taking over the most legendary number in the sport, and all of his wins coming off of some sort of shenanigans. Something has happened every single time he won a race. He has not won a NASCAR Cup Series race legitimate without fuel mileage or something happening. The Daytona 500 in 2018, one of his biggest wins. He wrecks Eric Almirola on the last lap. On the last time they're on the back straightaway. He wins the race. Coke 600 2017. He wins off fuel mileage. Daytona 2022. The summer race, he wins because NASCAR misses rain going into turn 2, which takes out over half the field. His wins have been off some of the most NASCAR shenanigans you can think of. And now this. He wrecks Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin. And no, I am not fans of either of those two, but they have every right to be pissed. Every right. And I don't blame them. And if what I saw was true, from a tweet from Jeff Gluck saying that there was communication within the team, that the crew chief told Austin Dillon to take out both of them.
Keep coming down, run him down, back in, come on, yeah!
Then that win needs to get overturned immediately. And the fact this doesn't help that NASCAR's playoff system for the last near 10 years. Actually 10 years, because this is going to be the 11th season of it, has been an absolute sham. And it doesn't help that now they have this, you lose the top 30 rule. There was a rule originally with this. You have to be in the top 30 in points. Austin Dillon might not even finish this regular season in the top 30 in points, and he'd be in the playoffs taking a spot away from someone like a Ross Chastain or a Christopher Buescher or even Kyle Busch for his struggles. You mean to tell me that you would rather have a guy
who until tonight had not ran in the top 5 in 50 races, had not won in 68 races, and was 32nd in points, to a guy that has won races the last 2 years, a guy who made the championship 4. He made the championship 4 2 years ago, and a 2-time champion of the sport. You'd rather have him than any one of those 3. I've been a NASCAR fan for so long that, there's been way too much shenanigans that have happened in my lifetime watching. Either it be how bad they've messed up the playoff system, how attendance had dipped for most tracks for a while, how viewership had dipped. And the first year, in I don't even know how many years, it was at least, I think it was since 2020, because the pandemic. But you mean to tell me when you have your highest attendance since 2017, you have this. And because it's NASCAR, they're going to see all this, and you know what they're going to do? Nothing. It's going to drive more audience away. It's going to drive more away. Especially some of the diehards that left when stage racing was implemented. When a lot of these gimmicks were implemented. There are fans that have stayed through it, and now there's some that it's finally starting to wear off of them. Like, you know what? There's other ways that we could spend our Sundays, especially now. Football season started back up. So you mean to tell me, I could watch football, I could watch my favorite team. I'm not a Ravens fan, but you mean to tell me if I'm a Ravens fan, I could watch the Baltimore Ravens over a product which is probably going to be boring by halfway through the race, minus the restrictor plate tracks. I'm taking that every time I can. Because NASCAR has done a fantastic job the last 2 decades driving itself into the ground by management and gimmicks. And it's at a point now that even myself as a diehard fan is getting tired. Which, as a champion said, if you don't like that kind of racing, don't even watch. Okay. Bet. Say if you don't like that, don't watch. Okay. Guess we get ready for football. Guess we get ready for whatever else is on. If you want to watch real racing in America, you have the NTT IndyCar Series. That's real, exciting racing. That's non-gimmicked, unlike NASCAR. Now you have to plant this excitement, plant all these fake cautions. No, you get nice wheel-to-wheel racing. You get drivers that actually care for the sport, management that actually cares for the sport, something that NASCAR hasn't had in 2 decades. You know, I could go 30 minutes on this, but you know what? I'm going to put as much effort into this part as NASCAR has the last 2 years. Just barely any. All that needs to be said is Austin Dillon's win should be taken away. If everything from what Jeff Gluck tweeted was true, Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin should both, when the teams arrive to Michigan, find that 3-hauler. And I don't know what they are going to do to Austin Dillon, but if they land a couple rights and lefts on him, they land a couple rights and lefts on him. And they have every right to, after what Austin Dillon pulled in turn 3 on the last lap. And I'm not watching any more races the rest of this year. NASCAR is a joke. If you want real exciting racing in America, watch IndyCar. There's not much left of the season, but all but one race for the rest of the year is ovals. So, highly recommend that. Anywho, that's all that I got. Thank you all for listening, for watching. I almost did the podcast outro. Yeah. I'm leaving that in because why not? Anyway, thank you all for watching. This is TJ signing off, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.